Hi, how's it going? I'm Josh from my YouTube channel, Full 90. But today I've come on to Rossoneri TV to talk about all the happenings around, in particular, this transfer window which just came past, and the embarrassment not just Galliani but Berlusconi have brought to the club after some great years, of course, great cup-winning years at the club. Now, just to start it off, over the years, of course, Berlusconi and Galliani have been at the helm since the mid-80s. But recently, they've been almost single-handedly destroying all the hard work that they've done for the club. Now, to start it off, is Galliani finished? I know someone else was talking about Galliani. Personally, I'm just fed up with Galliani. The way he almost single-handedly, I know it wasn't all him, but the way he handled the signings of Kondogbia and Jackson Martinez, for me, is absolutely criminal. The fact that we couldn't get medical staff to Chile to just polish off, get Jackson Martinez holding the kit and him holding up the kit while he was having a medical is absolutely ridiculous. We should have signed Jackson Martinez, although Carlos Barker is a brilliant signing, but once again, on the signings, you gotta pay the money to get class players. Although recently we've had the whole ordeal with getting players in the free. But yeah, recently, being the last transfer window, we saw Milan actually spend money for players. But we were looking at the likes of Kondogbia, Axel as well. And it's almost like Berlusconi and Galliani just woke up and then realized, oh wait a minute, we have to actually spend a lot of money to actually buy actual talent for the team. And they just weren't willing for it. They were trying to haggle with players. For example, the Romagnoli as well. Someone like Romagnoli, that whole deal went for a long time, trying to haggle for like 5 million, 3 million euros. I'm pretty sure someone said on this channel that we've lost the zap of being Milan. When it comes to Milan, you think, alright, I'm gonna challenge for the Serie A title and get a good run through in the Champions League. But Milan finished 10th, 8th last season, or the season before that. We haven't got that pulling power as we used to. And you just got to also look at the fact that we also couldn't pick up the signing of Soriano. Now, personally, I'm not going to say I know everything about the Serie A or the players. I haven't seen too much of him. But what I do know, and what I've just read up and seen about him when the whole ordeal was going through, that he was at least a decent player. A player that we could have really used, especially since he came from Sampdoria, a team that used to be coached by Mialovic. But that ordeal also was stretched out as well as Axel until in the last days in the transfer window, until we signed Kuchka. Now, personally, Kuchka, I haven't seen too much of him. But at the same time, we needed more. We needed Kondogbia and Axel if I was living in a dream world that Galliani and Berlusconi are right now, Silvio Berlusconi I should say, I would have, Martinez, Adriano, and all the likes of them in the club, but we do have Luis Adriano, but we needed more in the midfield. And is Kuchka going to fill that role? Personally I believe Kuchka can play, from what I know, which isn't much, a great role into forming a team to go from maybe 7th to 4th or 5th, type of season that the likes of Fiorentina probably would have loved to have to go to 4th or 5th. But at the exact same time, us fans are looking at the team and thinking we need to be back in the Champions League. Some players aren't, or some fans aren't, but personally I'm thinking we have to be back in the Champions League. Personally, your heads will roll in my eyes if we don't get back in the Champions League. And then we have people like Galliani coming out, and I'm reading headlines like Milan deserve an automatic automatic place in the Champions League because we're AC Milan. Well, that's fair. Well, in a way, sure, we've won 7 Champions Leagues, one of the most decorated European Cup Champions League winning team of all time. Sure, of course we deserve to be in the Champions League, but at the same time, this is life. You don't work at something, you're not going to get it for free. And this is the exact same thing we've seen in the transfer window. Since the likes of Zlatan has left, we haven't really put quality in the team. We've put in scraps. The likes of SEN, we probably signed SEN with a voucher to get a hamburger at McDonald's. Just type of scrap that we definitely didn't need, because we're trying to replace the class of 2007. But the people we did sign after the Champions League win 2010, 2011, we then sold off and didn't replace. So not only are we recovering from a good team that we had to replace, but then we then sold all the players we initially invested in. Not to mention some of the players that we've sold off and loaned off carelessly, like Darmian we used to have in our youth system, Aubameyang, Socrates, and I could talk about Mastur and El for years, and how I'm very disappointed in Galliani and everyone involved at Milan for letting Mastur go and El. But yeah, I'm interested to see what you guys think about my opinions on Galliani and the embarrassments, and if you share the opinion I have about the fact that Galliani maybe should go if he's not putting the team or the players like Jackson Martinez and Kong Dogbia, and Milan should really get a whole clean out, Premier League style, have everyone in the back room just depart and start afresh. But sadly, that means that we're not looking at Milan to return to the Champions League maybe 2-3 years, sadly. But very disappointing and angry years ahead for Milan fans, including myself, because I'm a Milan fan. But yeah, I'm Josh. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for Rossoneri TV, and Forza Milan.